This episode of GuildCast is brought to you by Netflix. For a free 30-day trial, just head on over to netflix.com/GamebreakerTV.
Gamebreaker TV.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to GuildCast, episode 97 for December 11th, 2013. You're watching Gamebreaker. I'm Gary Gannick. I'm up on today's show. The Season 1 WW reward causes a little bit of controversy. ArenaNet has big plans for Scarlet, and Winter's Day has arrived along with the Ascended Armor. All that more, but first, the Bog Otter himself, Mr. Richard Procopio. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I couldn't find a Santa hat to go with the festive garb, but...
You are very red. The red sweatshirt.
Yeah, you know what? I just had a conversation with my wife. How can we not have a Santa hat in the house? But apparently we don't.
You probably have like some Viking helmet or something with those
I
dragons.
do. I have a Viking helmet. I have a Viking helmet right there. I can see.
How did I know? That was a totally just guess. Joining us as well, Mr. Matt Visual. How are you?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Good.
Good. And joining us once again, it's Blue. What's up?
Howdy. Good to be back.
Good to have you back. See, by popular, overwhelming demand, Blue is back. A little less PvP stuff to talk about today, but got lots and lots to talk about. So, 7 weeks of WW Season 1 has come to an end. Congratulations to the top 3 servers in North America and Europe participating and receiving an incredible reward.
Incredible.
I'd pat myself on the shoulder for my server coming in first place if I actually participated.
Blackgate. Oh, yeah.
So go, everyone else on my server.
Behold the
awesome
Doliak
finisher.
Trophy finishing move of Doom.
Right.
It is glorious, a shining beacon of dominance.
It is. They drop a big old. If a Doliak isn't heavy enough, here's one dipped in metal and dropped on your head.
That's pretty awesome. If that wasn't enough, everyone who earned the meta achievement for competing in the season you're also going to be rewarded with a mini Doliak pet. So you got that as well. Because as we've already established, Doliaks are truly at the top of the food chain in Guild Wars 2, are they not?
I think it's a toss-up between Quaggan and Doliaks. But yeah, they're up there.
Quagging gives an exquisite, just awesome taste when you put a little soy sauce on it with a little fried rice. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And fried eyeballs as well.
Did nobody on the panel engage in the WW?
I did. I engaged.
How'd you turn out?
I
Can't
totally
be good.
forgot
He's laughing.
what place.
He's just laughing.
Wait, no.
Pausing.
No, it was good. I totally forgot what place we came in. But we were one of the top ones. Yeah.
That good. I can't remember. I don't know.
Did you finish the meta or no?
No,
Okay.
I totally forgot. And I needed 2 more achievements, and I just missed it. I was like, no. It was just a busy week, and then I just totally forgot. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna finish it real quick. I did most of it in the beginning weeks, and then all of a sudden I just didn't do them. I was just doing fractals for a bit, and then I just forgot. Oh snap, World v World. I need to actually go for those achievements instead of just playing World v World. And yeah, I don't know. This whole talk about it may not give something good, it just kind of discouraged me as well. And what did you get, guys? Did you guys finish the man achievement?
I unfortunately did not either. My inherent lack of 80s up to that point prevented me from doing so, but hopefully that'll change with Season 2 now.
Now everybody's going to jump
up.
back on board, now that everybody's, seen the dominance, the beauty. The beauty. How about players are also going to get the reward chest, right, based on your world performance?
Right.
Did you guys get that? Did you get that? Everybody got that.
Now you have to actually go
Did you
through
have to
the
finish the meta
entire.
achievement to get that?
You have to finish this 7-week-long
Yeah.
meta, and it's substantial.
wow.
Like if your game type was doing world versus world, then it wasn't like that hard to do if you're just playing world versus world all the time. You might have to go after a few Doliacs, that you wouldn't normally do, because you needed, I think, like 225 of those or something, or 500 guards. But in general, if world versus world was your thing, then you kind of got the achievement over the 7-week period just for participating. But somebody who doesn't really do world versus world all that often, like me, I went in a couple nights and I realized, wow, I'm going to have to put in 40 hours or so of doing this or so to get this achievement. It's the longest meta achievement that they've put in the game so far, by far. So yeah, you'd only get that chest if you did your personal meta achievement, and then the rewards are based on how well your server did overall. So if I had done it, I would have gotten the first place kind of chest, but yeah, I didn't.
And this is where let's unpack this a little bit. This is where it sort of like breaks down a bit. Is you've got all that stuff, but now RNG is a major factor with these chests, right? With the rewards, the rewards depend on your world's rank, and it's hard to really get a clear picture of what everyone is getting here. So the only thing that we can start to tell, what looks like it's sort of set in stone, is what 100 Dragonite or 100 Imperial fragments and 500 luck. Not bad. Any complaints here?
I personally, I didn't actually get the meta achievement because I had transferred in the middle of the season. But I personally, I saw a post about this on Reddit too. I think it would have been cooler if there was like some unique weapon skin or something like for first place, or some unique armor skin or back piece or something cosmetic like that players would have gotten instead of like
another
the
back
crafting
piece?
materials.
Another
And
back
yeah.
piece?
I wouldn't have minded it.
Another back piece.
You gotta remember, he's mostly PvP oriented. He doesn't have all the back screens we do.
No. The thing is, he's been playing PvP mostly. He's been playing PvE now, but he doesn't have all the back pieces from all the backed up living stories that we've been doing all
This
this
guy's got
time.
back pieces
He
for
doesn't-
back pieces on top of back pieces.
Maybe
Why-
I completed every
maybe a
meta
cape.
achievement until now.
maybe a
With
game
these
world.
are these resources though, because there's probably all to tie into the Ascended armor in the patch. With these resources kind of going out like this, I mean, prices shot up incredibly with this patch,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Definitely.
So yeah, I mean the mats are great if people are going for their ascended armor and their ascended weapons, it definitely helps. This stuff it's not useless. But the question is, does it equal the amount of effort? And there's a lot of forum posts and different things about it, comparing like, all right, let's compare 7 weeks worth of meta achievements in PvE versus what 7 weeks in World versus World was, and I don't know, it's not we talked about this before. You get the finisher, and it's limited use. So that Doliac trophy thing, it's not forever. I think it's 250 uses on that thing.
Oh really?
And they wanted it to.
Wow.
The reason behind it is they want it to be something like, all right, yeah, you get to show off that you were first place this season, but if you want that same finisher again next season, you need to show it off again. Well, I kind of would think it would be a little bit better to have like maybe a time limit and actually have it expire at the beginning of or at the end of next season or something. But 250 uses is very quick. You can blow through that in a couple
In one
nights
day.
if you do it.
Yeah.
So many people you can kill over and over again. It's great.
So that's nice, I guess. And then they have the mini pet, which is totally exclusive and different for this. But I kind of agree with Blue that it would be nice to have something that you can really parade around, like a big helmet or.
But they
even
want
a
it. But
cloak.
isn't this is the carrot for you to get on the Ascended armor train? This is the wow, I've got this stuff now. I know it's worth a lot of like in-game, money. Maybe I should get on this train and start going for my Ascended armor. For the people maybe who are like on the fence of not wanting to do it, isn't this sort of like them trying to kick you out a little bit? Like, yeah, go dance with that girl. Go.
Those mats are a drop in the bucket. What they gave out is a drop in the bucket of what you need for Ascended armor.
But don't you think it's a start? I mean, don't you think that's the reason why they're giving them out? Is like it is a drop in the bucket, but doesn't it get you thinking about like maybe I should go for that Ascended armor? I don't.
I think World versus World people in general are going for Ascended armor because it gives you that slight advantage, statistically in there. So
5 to 10%, I think.
You always like that slight advantage. It's like, oh, maybe I wouldn't have died if I had just a little bit more health, just a little bit more. Because the Ascendant armor has just like 5 points, a stat difference for like one armor. I'm not talking about like the full set. And then together, it develops into a lot of a lot more stat points. And I mean that can go well with potions and stuff like that, or maintenance oils that give like 3% of your power goes to toughness or stuff like that. That could help to give you a little bit more of an edge, because all of it just adds up to one big pool of a bunch of stats. But man, I really want to see a video where they just have Ascended armor and exotic armor, and they compare the two. How much damage can you take? How much damage can you deal out using these stats?
So after those rewards, this is where it starts to like differ between people. It looks like 5 to 10 scrolls of knowledge, depending on 5 to 10 tomes of knowledge, depending, varying amounts of WW experience, and it just was seemingly a random combo of green, yellow, and orange items. Greens? Seriously, greens? Why would they even throw greens in here? It's like a slap in the face.
I definitely think they should just. People are going to complain about blues and greens. You might as well just not have it in big chests like that. Yeah, just leave them out and just, give everyone an exotic, at least like one exotic. Like, exotics are not that much. Like, exotics are like 1 or 2 gold. I mean, come on, really? You're not going to destroy the economy by giving someone an exotic. It's just not going to happen, especially with the new Ascended stuff coming out. So, I mean, it should just avoid, because they say, so I got blues and greens. I got blues and greens from the chest.
I got blues and greens. I got something to complain about.
and did you guys see the machinima that someone made?
I did.
I saw that.
Hilarious.
All right, so this guy made a really, really good machinima where you see him going through Wolfie World, killing people, and then like he's a ranger. It's hold up, I can bring it up right now. I can actually put it in the chat.
Just keep telling us about it. I'll look.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, it's called Amazing Season 1 Loot. Guild Wars 2 Machinima. Guild Wars 2 spelled with GW2 Machinima. And basically he has his pet, he has his bear, and they're both like crying. He like edited them in, and then all of a sudden he gets his achievement, and then you see like the chest come down, and like the screen is shaking, and it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be awesome. And then he opens it, and he gets nine
thorns. Yeah, thorns or spikes.
Thorns, yeah. In the chest. It's like one thing. And he said he's come in 6th place.
He's got it on there.
Is this the right one?
Yeah, that's it. There's only one.
I'm not putting the sound up because YouTube likes to slam people for.
It's grinding. He's grinding for it right now.
And he gets
all the hard work.
Yeah, the chest that appears. I think. Go ahead.
No, I was actually going to ask if any of you guys, because you're all YouTubers, if anybody got actually hit with all the YouTube crazy content ID stuff.
I got like one content ID thing, but I mean, really, what's going to really affect me is when January comes and I'm an affiliate, that's when it's going to hit me. And we're not going to go into
that bucket yet. Oh,
I'm not a partner, so it I don't think it's going to impact me more.
You're better off
than it does now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm new to the YouTube partnership world, so I don't know how it's going to affect me.
I would explain,
I know
but it's going to take over the show. It's going to take over. It's just so much to explain.
There it is. There's the end right there. 6th place, 9 spikes.
So what's the community's reaction been to the drops and just the whole experience? What's everybody been saying?
So
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So like a lot of people I noticed, like, so there's like this one group that was like nah, like we're gonna get something awesome, but then like there was the like half cynical group from like past experiences that were like I don't know, like they were kind of like when the reward finally came, they were kind of like, well, what did you expect? Like, because they were kind of expecting this sort of thing, but then again, you had that other group that was like, yeah, we're gonna get something awesome and unique, and then what we got happened.
Yeah, it's mixed. You have there's forum threads from like hardcore World versus Worlders that says, yeah, it doesn't matter what the rewards are. We weren't getting any rewards for playing World versus World before. Now this is just a bonus. You know, we got to have a season. You know, we got to have a lot more coordination, a lot more people interested, and you know, we got to fight for our server, and that's enough. So you definitely have that camp. And then you have other camps where people like work their butts off to do an achievement that they might not have otherwise, expecting some really cool stuff, and they might feel like it wasn't enough. So yeah,
well, what do you? I mean, you've been really.
See,
what do you think? Because you've been really vocal about thinking that you thought ArenaNet was the whole reward situation was going to really bite ArenaNet in the ass. Not really telling people like what they were going to get, and not really knowing what they were going to work towards. So.
Right. As soon as the patch went live, and I went in the first night with my guild, and we started running around, and I looked at the achievements after playing there for a few hours, and I went, wow, this is going to take a lot of effort. And and then I looked up, all right, what do we get for it? Because I admit it, I'm an achievement whore. I love the rewards. I'll go for anything. And I looked up what they had confirmed, and it was really just a finishing move, and I think they announced the Doliac pet, and then it was a chest of stuff based on how well your server did. So I knew right then and there, I'm like, I can't do this achievement. I don't know what I'm going for. And I had a feeling that, if people were like me and were going for it because they thought the rewards would be awesome, there was a chance they're going to get sorely disappointed. So I really hope that, for Season 2, that they spell out in advance what exactly the rewards are going to be so people can, judge whether it's worth their time doing or not. So I know it's not all about the rewards. I get that whole thing, but realize there are certain players that want to to kind of know what they're getting into before they do it.
I also think they shouldn't give an incentive to go to a bigger server to get a bigger reward. They should have a base reward for all servers, because if you're like low populated server for World v World, and you're always going to get like a bronze chest or whatever, and it's not going to really have much. It's not much of an incentive to even fight for your server. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there should be a base reward for all servers, and then a higher tier reward for those, bigger servers. And it never should include blues and greens, because it'll get people transferring servers. Like everyone will just go to Blackgate. Oh, I want to get the first place chest, and it's just like. No. Not everyone. I think everyone should at least get something decently good, and then maybe I think they went in a good direction with adding a mini that you could only get through Season 1, and a finisher that you could only get through Finisher 1. I think that's actually a really good idea, because that's what Guild Wars is about. Most of the rewards are kind of cosmetic-ish, like legendaries and all that type of stuff.
Do you think part of the sort of reason like people are a little bit miffed is because really like nothing was unique? Like there wasn't anything unique, right? Like nothing you can't
just
get
the mini
elsewhere in the game.
Just the mini pet.
The mini pet. Oh yeah, the mini pet. Right. That's pretty much it. And I guess
and that's only for people who like mini pets.
If you are going after the loot and you are kind of about that stuff, I think all of that stuff is kind of achieved for a lot less effort elsewhere.
Absolutely,
yeah, definitely.
The ascendant materials, the blues and greens, the exotic. Some people got rares and exotics. That's all easier to get elsewhere. You can do it a lot quicker. And I agree. Like the mini pet is nice, but you want something that you can show off in the middle of World versus World. And if the finishing move was permanent, then maybe that could be it. But Blue was talking about it before. Maybe a weapon skin or a helmet or maybe even a cloak if you're going to go the back, piece route. If it was something that was unique that they're never going to repeat again that you got for completing this meta on Season 1, I think 90% of the complaints would go away. If it's something you can just show off and wear forever. But, hopefully they, I will say, though, let's end this on more of a positive note. Season 1 was very successful. There were tons of people that got re-involved and reinvested into the game, people loving the fact that they could log in and see this very structured gameplay, rooting for the server. And, I think those aspects, are very solid. And Season 2's, it hopefully will bring those players back and do it again. It's just the reward structure needs to be tweaked a little bit, in my opinion.
What do you guys think? I mean, has there been any kind of has there been any communication out of the ArenaNet camp on any of this? Any sort of post-mortem thoughts?
No, I haven't seen anything.
Not that I have seen. No. Nothing as of
What do
yet.
you guys? I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think they'll switch it up next time around and maybe like throw in something a bit more exclusive for the next round and maybe a Doliac mount, or maybe a back piece for Blue over here, so he doesn't feel left out with all the back pieces that you guys are hoarding.
No more black pieces.
Did you say mount?
Doliac mount.
Oh,
said-
yes, dude. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love the way they run. Like, it would be awesome to see, like, a big Norn on that thing, man. Straddle that thing. Oh, it's great.
I don't know where that just went.
What?
I don't either. I have no idea where that
This
just
is
went.
great, man.
The name of the episode is now Straddling Norn.
Straddling Norn. Shifting gears.
Oh.
I forgot I was going to mention this at the top of the show. You guys check out the new Gamebreaker.tv website. What? Yep, brand new one. Got a whole new website last night.
Yeah,
No
I
announcement.
was
no
shocked
nothing.
when I saw it. I was like,
Go
"What?"
check it out. Hope you guys like it. You guys like it? You like it better? You can tell me.
I have to go in there more. Right before the show, I brought it up,
Ooh.
and I was like, "What? I gotta look. What? I don't know all the things are. I gotta."
Yeah, a little
I gotta
bit
check it
different.
out.
We got a little bit different of a layout. You know, we're mixing it up, putting some different types of content and compartmentalizing it a little bit different on the front page. So make sure you scroll looking around and give it a look-see, because there's content all over the place. It's not really like a blog straight up style with the top, you know, the old stuff being at the bottom. It's not really like that. There's stuff all over the website. There's even some stuff behind the front page you might want to look for once in a while. Maybe. Just so you-
Ooh. I love it. I like it.
Yeah, it's been doing
What
this.
happened to the VGX?
Oh boy.
my God. That
That
was,
was a nightmare. Oh my
Oh my-
god.
oh my gosh.
Wow.
So bad.
Wow. I
Have you
was
seen the video?
amazed.
Did you see the video of the low? They call it the instead of the highlights, the low light clip. Somebody edited together all the awkward moments of Joel
Oh,
McHale,
no.
like just being really awkward.
Yeah.
With, like
You
one
have to
video.
send that to me.
It was called like
Woo!
Joe McHale saves the VGXs or something like that.
Oh, he was
dude,
so
I have
bad.
to watch it. 'Cause I was watching a little bit of Angry Joe, and he was talking about it, and he was just laughing, and I was like, "You've got to be!" I couldn't
It was-
believe my eyes. I was
No,
like, "Good
it
thing
was-
I didn't watch it, because it was just
Watching
awkward."
it's so awkward. It was what I think Jeff's awesome. Like Jeff is a straight up gamer, man. That guy like really knows his stuff. I mean, he's such a fanboy. I mean, for years and years, and he's like so knowledgeable and knows all, you know, who the developers are and knows what their histories and stuff. Then they bring in Joel McHale, and Joel has absolutely no idea who he's talking to, why he's talking to them. I mean, he's talking to the guys from like Respawn, and there's literally a point where Jeff kind of looks over and he's like, "Do you know what these guys did? These guys are important." And it's like, he's like, got to tell him like that people are important. Like it's just, it was pathetic. It was like I was watching Jeff's like sink deeper and deeper into the bad jokes and snark from McHale, who I actually like. I like McHale a lot, but he just discredited the entire thing, and I almost feel like he offended gamers. Like he just did not take it seriously at all. And I get
He
it's,
didn't
like,
even
sarcasm.
read the stuff
Yeah.
properly. He would like read the teleprompter and like, oh, I
Well-
can't even say this word. Like it was like, I'm like, this show is not edited. This is live.
I think there's
What are you
more
doing?
going on. So I think most of you guys know, like I worked in television for a long time, so like kind of knowing how
Yeah.
things work behind the scenes. Right off the bat, my take from it is that like I think Game Trailers probably did the entire thing, and all the people running camera and teleprompter and all the stuff behind the scenes are probably Game Trailers people, not television people. He's used to people that know what the fuck they're doing, and
Right.
people like Game Trailers do
Yeah.
not know how to put on live programming. And he probably just started sinking more and more in just a fit of like aggression and just frustration that these guys don't know what they're doing. And he's used to working with like professionals. But it's like,
Yeah.
man, he couldn't just take one for the team and strap it on and just have a good spirit about it. He's just like calling the teleprompter guy out, the camera guy, and he's like making fun of it, the fact that he just keeps moving the camera constantly. And it's like,
He basically acted like he acts on Community, basically, just a douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is his thing, but I don't know. It just kind
Yeah.
of just,
I think
kinda,
I think he kind of got like tossed on at the last minute is what I
Yeah.
heard a lot, and then like he kind of was just like doing it because someone asked him to, and he didn't.
probably
Oh,
the
so
last time we
awkward.
see him on that. It's gonna be interesting to see what we see next year on that. Oh my
Hmm.
god, I could talk about this fucking hour and the outside stuff with the music and the
Oh.
concert.
Oh,
Even
those black guys. Those
Oh,
black guys. What?
potatoes.
What would they? Why? Why would they put them in there? Like they're so bad. It's guys, if you
My take-
haven't
again,
watched
this is
it,
like-
watch it. It's
You know what it
so laughable.
This is my take. I'm making this up right now, but my take is The internet's all about unscripted. It's on the internet. Like let's just throw to those guys and let them be them. They don't need like talking points or a script. And then they're like, you're live. And Tyler, the creator's like, hey guys, what's happening? What are you guys doing? They're like, hi.
They should just threw a YouTuber in there.
Hi.
It would have been so much better.
The clips. All right, I move on.
Someone who does has a job. Yeah. We do.
I move on. I talk about Scarlet. Have you guys checked out Audible? You should right now. Go to audible.com/Gamebreaker. Sign up. I want to hook you guys up with a free 30-day trial and a free audio book. You guys ever check out Monster Hunter International? Amazing book. Let's take a listen.
As the newest hire in the Hansen Industries internal auditing department, I was the designated whipping boy for Mr. Huffman's fury. The previous newest hire had committed suicide, thereby creating the opening that I now filled. At the time, I had not really made the connection between job satisfaction and the likelihood of taking a bottle of sleeping pills and washing it down with a fifth of scotch. It had been another 12-hour day, as had become my custom, always hopelessly behind, trying to learn as I went and realizing that college really did not have much of anything to do with the real world. Since my supervisor, the vile Mr. Huffman, was supposed to train me, I was pretty much screwed from the get-go.
Great book. Check out Monster Hunter International. Clock it in at like 23 hours and 34 minutes. That's a long one. That is a good one. Go check it out. You can be downloading it absolutely free fault. All you got to do is use the URL audible.com/Gamebreaker. Go over, sign up, make an account, download the app, put it on your iOS, your iPhone, your Android, whatever you got. They got apps for everything. And get to downloading a free book. And I highly recommend Monster Hunter International. So check it out. Just remember to use that URL. And thanks for supporting Gamebreaker by supporting our sponsors, Audible. Love having these guys on. All right, so are you guys sick of Scarlet yet? Because we're going to talk... No? Anybody sick of Scarlet?
I'm
okay with Scarlet.
I don't mind her.
Good news,
Yeah.
by which I actually mean bad news. So first of all, there'll be no more content patches until January 21st, which under normal circumstances would be like, okay, that's not bad. But now I'm like, I got separation anxiety. I'm like, where are the patches? What's going on?
I quit.
I can enjoy my Christmas. That's what that means to me.
But they actually said they're going to be taking...
Actually,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I actually think this is probably going to be good.
Yeah, you need a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I like think about it like early last year. The first couple patches they did in the new year, they were very light on content, and we talked about that on the show. And people didn't love those patches necessarily, but once like they had extra time to do things, and once those patches where they were working like behind the scenes on started hitting like April and May and June, those were like some of the best patches of the year, and they had like a lot of time to work on it. Since they've been doing this 2-week cadence, we've had some great patches and we've had some not so great patches. So maybe recharging the batteries and taking a few extra weeks is what they need to do.
Yeah, take a little
So I'm excited about
vacation,
it.
Christmas holiday, little recharge.
Yeah.
I mean, did they actually state that the next 4 releases would kick ass?
Yes, they're hyping it. They're hyping it. They're like it's gonna be 4 arcs, story arcs. Okay, so this, I'm assuming that it's gonna have like basically personal story type of content, like a lot of cutscenes. Well, not cutscenes, but a lot of talking, a lot of story in there, a lot of stuff to dive into. And it's all gonna be about Scarlet, and you get to learn a little bit more about Scarlet. Why she's doing what she's doing and stuff like that. I'm intrigued, really intrigued to how they're gonna do.
Everyone is. I mean, they're calling this.
arcs.
This is like the wrap up, right? So the 4 releases that are going to be coming are going to be used to wrap up what ArenaNet are calling season 1 of the Living World. So this is kind of like coming to an end on season 1, which should just be called the Year of Scarlet, right? That's basically what it should be.
There was a very interesting quote too at the end of the article. I think it said that the finale would like rock Tyria to its very core or something crazy like that.
Well, I wonder if that was like a pun to like the Rock the Nightmare thing. I wonder. Rock.
I don't know if
Rock
that's what it
Tyria
actually
to its
said, but that
core.
would be
Yeah, no, it said that. It said that. It was in parentheses on the side of the post. I was like, oh, okay. We're saying that now.
Are you ready to rock?
Oh, they're
So
gonna make another Rock trailer. They're gonna make another Rock trailer.
Scarlet brings the power of music to Tyria.
You're gonna see
Everybody,
Scarlet
everybody,
on the
everybody
guitar.
cool with the break. It's interesting that the breaks coming over the holiday season, which that's when a lot of gamers actually have a lot of time to play games. Though you're hanging out, you got some time off from work or school, and you want to play, and you're not going to get anything this time. I mean,
well, you know what? It's interesting is I think they were pretty smart about it. This patch that just came out, which we'll talk more in detail about, it gives you the Winter's Day stuff again with a whole new set of achievements to go. But they also are wrapping up the Tower of Nightmares, which is another set of achievements. So there's kind of like 2 meta achievements going on right now on the PvE side. So, and we have, people are busy during the holidays, even though I know like students and such like that will actually have more time. A lot of people have less time. So giving us the 6 weeks or however long it is to get these 2 meta achievements done, I don't know. We've been having so many patches. I think since they started the 2-week cadence back in May, they haven't missed a 2-week mark every single time. Like
you know what you mentioned?
What?
The Wizard's Tower.
I didn't mention that.
You did. I just did.
Yes.
Wizard.
Scarlet. It's all about. That's where Scarlet was born, in the Wizard's Tower, and she was a Padawan to a Jedi of a wizard, and that's how she's using her special powers. This is happening. This is happening, and that's when the Tengu. No, that's when the Jedi Quagians are going to come out, and you're going to be able to play Quagians.
Is this real life?
Yeah, and then she married a straddling Norn.
Yes, that straddles a Doyak every day.
Oh man.
Well, this is going to be the big finale. I guess this is going to answer all the questions of what the hell is Scarlet actually trying to do to some extent. Hopefully, we get to find out what she's been up to this whole. So the 4 huge releases, content and story, but no major features until they're finished. So no major feature changes, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I do say that they did say in the article that we will get a large feature-only release, right, to make up for it.
That's right. Yeah. So we're used to having like, a chunk of story every patch. Here are the new features for the patch, and like some balance changes for the classes, and we're used to like having a little bit of everything. And now they're saying like, no, you're gonna have like big heaping spoonfuls of mashed potato living story, and then and then there's gonna be no features, and at the end then at the end we're gonna give you your pumpkin pie feature patch for dessert.
I mean, this is what we wanted. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be using this to either sleep and catch up with themselves, or they're going to use this to actually work on the game. But I think they're using this to work on the game, and they've probably been working on these story arcs for quite a while. But we've been asking for Arena to just kind of, just not every 2 weeks, just let it be every month or something like that. And you spend more time on the patches and get more stuff out there. And people think that's one thing that they could do to kind of better some of the living story patches. So I don't think anyone, for those people who agree with that, they're not mad about this. They're probably like, okay, yeah, take your time. And this living story arc thing that they're hyping up, it might be extremely good, and they're gonna be, I don't know, it might even bring a lot of people back to the game. Like, man, living story is actually like the bomb now. Like, is the bomb that coming? And I wonder if they're gonna release it every 2 weeks though. Are they releasing it every 2 weeks? Did they mention that?
I don't think
I read the post.
I don't think it said specifically timescale, but assumably they'd be going back to that 2 week rotation once they start doing patches
especially
again.
with the added time they have off to get ready and prepared. You would think so.
Yeah.
I don't think it's.
Yeah.
I definitely think the finale is going to be really interesting though, because of the fact that like if you talk to some of the like if you did the tower mission that came out with this patch, and you start talking to some of the people after you do that mission, they start talking about how like Scarlet talks about how like how she thinks no one else knows how the world works and how magic works, and like how magic like is actually contained or something like that. So it'll be really cool if we actually end up going like that deep, because there's some Guild Wars. I'm not too familiar with Guild Wars 1 lore, but there's like some connections to like is there like some stones or something that controls all the magic in Tyria, and it could all be like linked to that in theory if we really wanted to get lore crazy with it.
Yeah, I like what someone said in the chat, where this is like the year 1 of Living Story, and every year they start this story arc that wraps up to some grand finale at the end of the year, or if they keep having it at the same time, the end of March, where they start the living story initially. This will be great. You know, like every year there's some crazy story that you can get into. Sadly, for the people who missed the living story in between, they probably will need a catch up. But for the people who are like there for the beginning, from the start of the living story, and they watch it develop throughout the whole year, and then hit that end note, like that would be quite awesome to experience. You're developing with the game. You were there when that happened, when the tower blew up. I mean, not many people, people get into the game now or a year from now won't remember what happened in Castle Hills. Won't know what happened in Castle Hills.
Thinking back to all these episodes, right? Like everybody's getting hyped up now because we're coming towards the end, and everybody can't wait for the climax, at the end of the movie kind of situation. But hopefully, the one takeaway that ArenaNet can do with the next living story is maybe not as much focus on one particular character, and maybe have some character development with some other side characters and things like that kind of weave you through to create this larger story. But with this first one, for sure, it definitely, I think, fixated a little bit too much just on one person.
Yeah, I agree with you. And weave is an important word in that. If they have like some separate story arcs, right, that they start doing over the course, like maybe a story arc that lasts 2 months, and then a story arc that lasts 3 months, and then one that lasts 1 month, and then at the end of the year, you kind of see the pattern that they're all weaving together. And then they have a finale, and you're like, oh my God, that was all connected. That would be really great. The fact that, they have all of these things go on throughout the whole year, and then they, like, at the end of the year, they reveal, oh, it was all Scarlet. That's what's kind of not, sitting as well with people right now. And like, not that I have a personal problem with it, but I think that's what they can kind of do a little better. It's good that they tie things together, and they want to wrap it up a long thing, but you want to have, like, these little mini vignettes that actually have some sort of resolution in between, so that you feel like you're actually progressing the story besides just once a year.
So basically what Richie's saying, ArenaNet, is we want Game of Thrones in our Guild Wars 2. So
I don't think that would fit.
With less red weddings.
Less that, but storytelling.
Maybe less boobs and all that other stuff that comes with it.
No, but I'm being serious for a second. I mean, of course, not like reaching that level of like, but episode by episode, they jump between like, different, places and geography, and there's a larger story being told, but you're able to see it for, what's happening from different perspectives and like, things that are happening. And that's, oh great. Oh crap.
Oh.
God. Damn it, we crashed.
Is the stream down?
It's not down. We're still alive, but we're all derped out.
Oh.
Damn it!
Oh, I like how I'm stuck. I'm stuck with like a little smile. you just have a blank look.
Matt
I'm not even there.
Yeah. Oh, poor Blue. Oh, do you feel blue? Blue? Oh, I had to.
We had double Gary all the way. What does it mean?
DG.
Are we still live, or did it?
Yeah, no, it's still live. I'm trying to get everything back up.
Oh, okay. Okay. It just went black.
He's just mad because now there's editing involved.
I might just put it out like this with the black screen. Who cares? Technical difficulties, people. Stay tuned. There's no editing here. We're just gonna bring this right back up, and we're getting there. Look, we're close. It only says after dark. Don't worry, we can fix that. It all loaded yesterday.
It's okay. We can keep talking.
We got this.
So,
yeah,
by.
Go ahead.
I think we were talking about like what we'd like to see with the finale. I think it's going to be epic just from the fact that Scarlet's going to appear and have some sort of evil monologue, and I'm finally going to be able to wrap my Norn hands around her cabbage head and squish it. The fact that she can't portal away for once, or just do something annoying to just like freeze me in place while she like nonchalantly walks to the nearest portal, just that in itself will be satisfying to me.
But do you think that once we get to the boss fight with Scarlet, that she'll be hanging from a building while we press 1 and 2 from a cannon? Do you think that
No.
that might happen? No.
No?
Any
No.
chances?
You're trolling, man.
I wonder how they're gonna do the boss fight. Is it gonna be one of those pull out all the stops? Like let me tell you, those boss fights from ArenaNet have been good. Okay, those are probably one of my favorites from all these dungeons, all these new dungeons and fractals that they have come out. And especially, I keep thinking back to the story mode of Domino Reactor with that guy and having the platforms falling off. I think that was a great thing.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they should reuse stuff like that, but I think more stuff like that would be great. Like stuff that just not like, oh, he has a buff now, and no, I want to see stuff like that where it just kind of changes the gameplay and how you move. Not just dodging out of circles, but making sure you don't fall. Because you die. All right, and it's gonna be hard for you to get back up. But yeah.
How about like 10 or 12 of your guildmates fighting her at the same time in an instance?
You know they're not gonna do that.
Oh, what? All right.
Should we do that?
They're not gonna do it.
If they do that, holy cow!
They have
Entire
said so many
community
times.
freaks out.
They have said so many times that they don't want more than 5 people.
Telling you though,
I
they
would.
do- they do that, and the community will shit egg rolls.
Yeah.
Wow, that's never heard that one.
Egg
before.
rolls.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Lion's Arch. So obviously, if you guys haven't logged in a while, you might have seen, but it's all snowy and Christmassy and all that good stuff. So Winter's Day is here. As far as content goes, pretty much everything is the same that we saw last year, but there is a new mini game called Donation Drive. If you guys haven't, if you don't miss that one, how does this one actually work? And is it fun?
So I think I played. It's in Lion's Arch, correct?
Yes.
I think I was playing. Yeah,
with
it's
Hobo
actually-
Robo.
Yeah, it's actually like an event that's contained within Lion's Arch, and you're gonna have to escort this Dolyak to the portals. And in the process, you're escorting it. You actually have to use snowballs to sort of just kill all these Skrit that are along the way, trying to stop the Dolyak from delivering presents.
And you throw
Of
like
course.
snowballs to kill them or hurt them.
Or you can run up to them, because I was trying to throw snowballs. You can run up to them and kick them across the world, and that is the best thing. You get on your Skrit kicking boots and you kick them.
It's great watching it all like glitch out because so many people are kicking them at the same
Yes.
time. So it's like wah, 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 wah. It's great.
They did tend to sneak in Scarlet in there, didn't they? As well, of course.
They sneak in Scarlet?
Well,
think
for
they
like
snuck in.
a small story reason, I think they said it's like a relief effort or something like that.
Yeah.
Like Scarlet was like a natural disaster in there, providing relief to the victims.
Well, they
Gotta
actually,
see
like Hobo Robo and the Minstrel, right? They got filed charges for what happens at the Queen's Jubilee because they were there, and like this was their punishment. They had to collect donations for the relief fund in Lion's Arch. So both of them are there, and they were kind of accused for being in line with Scarlet. So yeah, that's interesting.
Anything else? Anything new to Winter's Day, or pretty much the same stuff we've seen before? Anything else of note?
The jumping puzzle is a little bit different than last year, if I remember it correctly. I think last year the jumping puzzle was like a round thing, kind of like the Nightmare Tower. This one is just a consistent thing that keeps on going, but it's like 2 stages to it. Like you can get halfway, and then Toymaker Tix is like chilling there, and then you can either open a present, use it as a safe respawn point if you just want to like get to the end without getting any rewards, or you can escort a present to the end of it and then get like double rewards or something like that. So that changed up a little bit. It's a little bit more of a consistent jumping puzzle compared to the like round-based one they had last year.
Yeah, it's the same puzzle, but yeah, mechanically they changed some things. The best thing about it is when you fall, you don't have to wait for everybody else to fall. You can just immediately start again, and that's a world of difference. It's so much better. So yeah, it's still the same fun puzzle that it was last year, but yeah, they kind of tweaked it a little bit, and they gave you a little checkpoint in the middle, like Lou was talking about. So it's cool. But overall, the event is very similar to what it was last year. They added a little bit to it. It's all new achievements, and there's new rewards for completing it. But otherwise, it's the same mini games and stuff like that.
All right, let's move on to some of the patch notes on the Ascended Armor. This portion of the show is brought to you by Netflix. To receive a free 30-day trial over on Netflix, just go to netflix.com/GamebreakerTV. That is a free, yes, I said free, 30-day trial for Netflix. Just go to netflix.com/GamebreakerTV. All right, so we got some patch notes and the Ascended Armor. So once you've got your back piece, John, looking at you. From the Tower of Nightmares. What's that?
I don't mind it.
So once you've got your back piece from the Tower of Nightmares, you're going to want to start working on your Ascended Armor. What kind of gold cost are we looking at here for a full set of Ascended?
Some people say around 250-ish or 300-ish if you kind of wait, to craft it every day. But if you like want it right now, it's around 500-ish gold. Like if you buy it off the trading post and stuff like that, that's quite a lot of gold. It's quite a lot of gold. It's kind of like half of a legendary. Ish. Yeah.
Too rich for your blood. Here's taking a look at the light female version here. So we'll go through some of the looks here. Stuff looks great though. I mean, really looks awesome. That's a really standout piece.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about the Ascended Armor, because there's a lot of feedback about people not liking it, and I'm not like totally like jonesing for it, but it's kind of like when you look at the dungeon armors and stuff like that, you see a lot of like skulls and fire and different things like that. This armor actually looks like it's Ascended type of armor. It's very intricate. There's a ton of detail in these armor sets. It doesn't make you necessarily look like a badass, but it looks like you actually spent like thousands of gold on your armor. So
that's what I actually like about it. Yeah, that's what I kind of like. It's like like you said, there's a really large attention to detail. I mean, just look at like on his chest plate and stuff, like all the little, the little tiny buttons going like down here, and it's like it's really well done. I mean, yeah, it's not some big glowing badass shoulder pieces like that are bigger than your head, but it looks pretty. I don't know. I really like it. There's like a sophisticated classiness to it.
At the end of the day, most people are going for the stats anyway. So really, and when something new comes out and they're tired of what the armor they have on, they'll just transmute it anyway. So I mean, even though it's just like for me, it's just so hard just to transmute something I spent so much money on. But yeah.
I think I like the look of the medium and heavy, personally speaking. I think like you were saying earlier, like they look like very like regal almost, like the headpieces. The headpieces, like I don't care too much for. They're a little bit too like flamboyant, but the rest of the armor I think looks pretty decent.
Yeah, I don't like the heavy though. Like medium and light seem pretty good, but like for some reason my big Norn body just doesn't go well with the heavy armor
there's the heavy male right there.
And keep in mind you can change the dye. The dye options really drastically change what this stuff looks like. But yeah, my problem with this whole thing, is that you spend so many resources to build these, and the stat increase is marginal and not necessary for any of the content. And then, but the big sticking point for me is if I want to change specs and use a different stat combo, like, there's no way I'm building 2 Ascended sets. There's no way I'm doing that.
True.
So
that's true.
So I feel completely unmotivated to actually invest the time, because I don't even know what stat combo I would pick. And like I'm kind of happy just having my 3 exotic sets that I can swap in if I want to be like more tanky or more DPS or more heal oriented. I just swap between those 3 sets, because I don't know, I can't hang with the Ascended gear. Maybe I'll wait till the RNG favors me when I'm doing a fractal and I get a piece out of it.
That's the same thing I said, and even with all these balance patches coming out, it's like, okay, when a balance patch come out and now support works, or now you can do a lot more damage with the character that you're playing or the profession that you're playing. Now you want to switch your build, right? You don't stay at the same build forever. I mean, some people do, but like some people are just happy with the way they build their character, but some people, they want to switch around. And Ascended gear, it costs so much. Yes, maybe the price might go down to a point that it's not that much of an investment, that it won't hurt as much. But right now, and probably for the few months, it's gonna hurt. If you buy a set of gear with a certain amount of stats, and you want to switch your armor, you don't have to go back to exotic, or you have to spend another 500 gold, and that's not easy money. Okay, that's not easy money. I have 400 gold right now, and it's just, I mean, yeah, it's just not easy money. It's not easy money.
I will say, quick public service announcement is right now is the perfect time to buy exotic level gear for any of your alts that need it, or if you need a different stat combo. You can deck yourself out in full exotics for like 3 or 4 gold. It's great. So go ahead and go on the trading post, because everybody's crafting their way up to 500 to do the ascended, and they're making exotics in the process and putting on the trading post. Cheap. So super cheap. So get your exotics now. It's awesome.
Everybody got their class heal as well. How are they? Do you think you're going to get a lot of use out of this?
So from a PvP side of the game, at least, general consensus that I'm seeing, some of them are like heavily debated. A lot of them are, we're never going to use these. And then there's other ones that, or more specifically speaking, the Mesmer one from the PvP side of the game, people are like going crazy over right now because it just is going to be absolutely crazy powerful with the amount of passive regen it can give you.
How is the Guardian skill in PvE? I mean PvP, because in PvE, I tried it out and I was like, I guess it's because I don't really play a damage build, but I do get a lot of damage from my boons, right? I play it that way. It's not worth it for people who are support, if anything. For people who are full damage Guardian, then maybe it might be useful.
So I think it was made for in the minds of people who were sort of aiming for that full DPS Guardian perspective, that were looking to go towards that direction. And in my opinion, looking at recent shoutcasts, looking at team compositions over the past few weeks, we've really seen that DPS Guardian. It's almost there to where it's like being an acceptable thing on most team compositions. Like in fact, a few teams actually have started adopting it onto their team compositions. However, it's really heavily debated as to if that heal is actually useful or not right now. There's some people saying that because of the fact that you need to channel it for 1 second, and in addition to that, you actually have to go into the brawl of the fight and say like pull off a full greatsword DPS combo in order to get a decent effectiveness out of it. With the Guardian being so squishy to begin with, it may or may not be worth it. And then there's some people arguing the exact opposite, that it is really good because it allows you to go in, get the full DPS combo off without having to worry about getting AoE down or something like that. But at the same time, from my perspective, it's like, yeah, you'll get that off, but now you don't have anything to heal yourself with besides like maybe your meditations if you've gone the full 30 points into that tree. So it's being heavily debated, but we'll have to. I mean, the next few weeks will probably tell if we see that heal used a lot, at least from a DPS Guardian perspective. But like from a bunker guard, we're probably never going to see that used for bunker guards.
Yeah, you're never going to see. Yeah, it's pretty much because it does 1k heals and then it does 20% of the damage you deal. Yeah. Right, over a period of time. And then, of course, the Signet of Resolve gives you 8,000, around 8,000 heals. So it was like 8,000. And then
the same cooldown
every
too.
10 seconds. Yeah, and the cooldown is a little bit less, right? 30 seconds on the new healing skill. Yeah. And I can't remember. I was like 40 or 35 on the Signet of Resolve. I can't remember. But,
yeah, that's right. Sorry, I was thinking of Shelter for whatever reason. So Shelter's 30 seconds. That's the one that like almost all Guardians use in PvP at the moment. And then you have the Signet of Resolve is 40 seconds base, and the new one I think you said is 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
And then, but that, however, just note that too. If you are running it with a meditation build, and you actually spec into the meditation cooldown reduction, that is a meditation skill. So you can actually have that cooldown reduced by 20%, bringing it down to I believe 24 seconds. So you can have that help it out and bring it down to a pretty low cooldown too.
I lost your lower third, but joining us once again, John, aka Blue. What is your Twitter again? It's at Dr_Blue.
Yep, at Dr_BLU.
Follow him on Twitter, and of course, go check out his YouTube page as well. You're not really doing the YouTube stuff yet, are you? Just starting?
I'm starting. I'm trying to work in it a little bit there. Trying to get it moving.
He's working. Yeah, he's working it. Richie Procopio, follow him on Twitter, Richie Procopio. Go over to the YouTube channel, Bog Otter, the Bog Otters, and Matt Visual. I'll give him a little plug there, really quick. Matt_Visual. I just thought of something in the middle. Well, I just thought of something right in the middle of why I was. My brain fritzed out and said, "This is gonna actually. We didn't talk about this. Is the last episode of GuildCast for 2013."
It is.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays. With everything
Merry
going crazy
Christmas
like that. unless something like crazy happens this week that we decide to do another show next week, which I don't think so. I think this might be the last one. So consider this probably the last one of 2013 before we see in 2014. So, but
otherwise, I wore this red shirt for no reason.
Hey, you never know. I could just be
I'm
crazy.
trying to be festive.
I might just have separation anxiety and flip on the stream next Wednesday and do a show. You never know. Just
I can't be there, so
maybe a little bit glitter on the shirt, to make it look like it's snow.
Yes.
That would have been work,
Get
maybe
some
a little
glue and some glitter. Maybe
maybe the Viking hat.
Maybe the Viking hat and some cats on your shirt. That'd be fantastic. All right. We do the show live. Well, if this is the last one, happy holidays, everybody on the show, off the show, chat room, everybody. Have a great holiday. Have a great new year. And be safe and all that good stuff. And stay warm. And hope Santa brings you some good gifts. And we'll see you in 2014. So